Okay, so I went and I purposely messed the tailstock up just so I could create some taper, and I just took another cut. So if I look at my taper now, if I measure it on the left, it measures 1 inch, 225 thou, and maybe 2 or 3/10. And on the right side, it measures 223 and about 8/10. So we've got about a thou and 5/10 taper in there right now. So now what we have to do is we have to figure this out for starters, is which way is wrong. So again, it measures larger in the back and smaller in the front. So what's happened there now is the tailstock is actually too close to me. It's closer to me, so it's pulling the part closer to the tool, and as we turn across, it's actually making it smaller in front and then larger in the back. So what we need to do is we need to make the tailstock center move that way. And the way to do this is using an indicator right on your tool post here. So what I'm going to do is take my tool off, and I'm going to take our little Mighty Mag. These are the tool or the indicators that sit back here. We're going to take that guy and we're going to set it right on the end of our part. And we want to make sure it's reading, and this is something where 0 is a nice number to work off of, so I'm going to set that at exactly 0. Now, I've got to be very careful as I'm going and making adjustments here, because if I bump anything here and it moves that, I lose orientation. I'm adjusting it blind. So I need to see where that's at all times here. So we're going to go now and we're going to adjust the tailstock alignment screws, which are this one here and this one here. And the way those are set up is in the middle of here, there's like a raised boss inside of there, and those set screws push against that. So you have to loosen one and then push against it to get any shift happening. So basically it's a push-pull system like a jack screw, and what you want to do is when you're done, you want to make sure that both those screws are tight to one another so that it can't freely move, and that's the idea of keeping it locked in place. Now on the back of the tailstock too, you will see it's graduated here, and we can see that, you know, this looks like it's quite a bit off. These things are about as fake. This isn't real. It sure should be, but they never seem to line up where they should, and almost all the machines are off. And definitely we are actually off that direction, but not by anything near as much as that is. That's like a 1/16 of an inch. We're off by like literally a couple thousandths. So we're gonna adjust it now. So when we have the indicator on there, we look at this and we are exactly at 0. And what we want to see is when we move it that direction, we want to move the tailstock that direction, we want to see this indicator actually fall off from 0 and go towards 90. So that's the direction we're looking for to make the tailstock move away. So you've got to be oriented with your indicator here and know that if it goes backwards, it's going to, the indicator reading backwards is moving it that way. So we're set at 0. And now we're gonna go, we're just gonna grab our wrench here, and it's a guessing game of what to move where. I'm gonna put this on, I guess we'll just put it right here and we'll see what happens here. It does not take much here at all to move that thing. So I'm just gonna tighten and see what happens here. And I tightened a little bit, but I didn't really see any motion there. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen the other side a little bit and see if it goes the direction I want it to. So I need to kind of get my wrench up and around here, like so. And I'm going to show you the indicator as I do this, because that's what's critical. You can see this. All right, I don't know if it moved or not. Still hasn't moved yet. So I've loosened that one in the back a little bit. I'm going to take this one here. I'm going to tighten it a little farther. See if I can get some movement. There we go. And it actually moved the direction I wanted it to. So I have a thou and 5/10 of taper. My experience with this is usually I need to move it a little bit more than what the taper is. So I've moved it there about 2 thousandths right now. So I'm gonna leave it right there and I'm gonna take a test cut. And I can feel, so what I did was I loosened that one in the back, and then I went back and tightened this one back against it, and I can feel there's plenty of tension on it, so it's holding itself true. And it showed up about where I want it to. So I'm gonna go with that. If I did need to move this a long ways, like, you know, for some reason I need to move it, you know, 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch or something, you would be best to go through, loosen this nut up, and then push and pull that back and forth. It'll move a lot easier. I leave that snug down because I want to keep orientation of where I'm at right now so it won't just freely slide back and forth. So I can see it moved the direction I want it to. It moved about the amount I wanted it to. I'm gonna go and take another test cut now, and we're gonna see how much taper we have in our part. So literally I'm just gonna pop this off, and we're going back on with our tool. And we're gonna fire it up. And I think I've lost orientation here, so I'm just going to make touch contact. There we are. And I'm gonna move it, I don't know, we'll take about 15 again. So 10, 15 thousandths, and we'll see what we get.